Ooh. Oh, pardon you.
Me. Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name is Michael.
My name's Sean.
How are you, Sean?
Episode 66.
How's the depression?
Of the Young Crumbs podcast.
I mean, sorry, yes.
I'm not depressed. Are you depressed?
No, I'm doing pretty good, actually. This lockdown's not been too bad. I've been keeping myself busy.
Yeah, but then eventually those things run out. Like, how much...
It's true.
You can't clean your room more than once.
Times.
That many times.
I'm like,
your car.
I know what I'll do today. I'll clean my room.
Oh, wait. It's already immaculate.
Oh, wow. I cleaned it this morning, earlier.
You just in an endless cycle of cleaning.
Yeah. It's actually doing okay. I'm finding some time. I've caught up on some like little life admin stuff. Your hair looks so dumb right now.
You're dumb.
It's
You're
like
ugly.
It's flipped up. You know when you're in like year 3 and you want some cool hair, so you get some gel and just spike up the front. That's what your hair looks like right now.
Is this payout for all the times I've paid out your hair?
No. I just thought I'd let you know.
You're hiding it away under a beanie, which is
cheating.
cheating.
Because it's long.
Yeah, get a haircut.
No, it's in its awkward phase. It's teen angst phase. My hair.
It's always awkward.
No, it's not.
No, yes, it is. Anyways, so we're still in lockdown until next Friday. Well, this Friday, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we'll still be in lockdown is up for debate. We're still getting lots of cases. A lot of them are linked, but who knows what's going to happen.
We'll say there were some near us. So
yeah.
If you know where we live, Kirrawee and Caringbah, there were some cases, which is a bit worrying. But I don't know. I just think there's a reason the cases keep popping up. It's because people aren't bloody staying inside.
This lockdown is kind of fake.
People, I blame our government. Our government weren't clear enough on what.
I also agree.
What it like entails. And because
very,
of that,
very broad.
And because of that, people are just kind of doing whatever they want within the rules that they have set.
Yeah.
And they're like, but, I can't get in trouble for this technically, so I'm going to do it. Like, they're going to get away. People are always going to get away with as much as they can within reason. And I think that's just led to shit. Really to shit. Like, Cronulla, near us, was packed on the weekend. And it's packed every single day. Cronulla Mall. People think just because there's no roof over your head, then you just go out and do whatever, go about your day. I mean, technically, yeah, because that's what the government said you can do.
Yeah.
But it's just
it's
like
pretty...
people aren't social distancing.
Well, I guess we're going to be finding out very soon whether that had an effect or not. But yeah, like I drove through, I spent Saturday, I think it was Saturday night, inside. And I remember I went out to get food and there was a whole bunch of people just around the Macca's drive-thru just sitting around their cars, like groups of 5 and 6 people. And I'm like, this isn't what you're meant to be doing.
No.
But it's like, whatever. No. You know what I mean?
I think...
And it's annoying because then we all have to stop because then we have to go back into lockdown.
It's going to go longer.
It's just going to go longer now.
I think they should have said all businesses except for shops shut down.
Yeah.
I genuinely think they should have done that. Because, except not even just shops, except for grocery stores. Yeah. If you sell, whatever, juice or, pies or something, and that's all your store does, and that's not an essential grocery item, then get rid of it.
They just want to have, a half a lockdown.
I understand that you want
semi-lockdown.
You want to keep people in work and keep people getting paid because then the government has to step in and provide assistance.
But then you can't have both. But
it's people aren't gonna if people can go and get their coffee and sit outside under the sun in the park in their masses, then they will. Yeah.
Eventually it gets to a point where it's like everyone's like, hey, we can go outside and go for a walk. And then when there's 50,000 people all go out for a walk at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing it a little bit myself, but I'm not been going during peak hour. Yeah. If I decide to go get a coffee, it's through Macca's drive-thru, or it's so early in the morning on a morning walk that no one's up yet. It's 7:30, and because it's lockdown, everyone's sleeping in anyway. So it's and you go for a walk to it, so it's part of your exercise. You go get a coffee, you come back, and it's just really
well, that's the thing. Everyone could do that because it's part of the rules that they didn't really set. So everyone can sort of just be like, "Oh, I can do that."
Yeah, I walked past. Lyndall and I went to go. We went for a morning walk to get a coffee, and F45 at Menai. Have you driven past them?
No.
They set up their gym in the car spots out the front of their building. Do you know where F45 is?
Yeah, I know.
They set up in the car spots all the machines with like some cones around it to make sure no one comes in. And there was like 30 of them. I kid you not, 25 of them in close proximity doing workouts. I didn't see any wipes. I didn't see any spray. I didn't see anything COVID safe going on. None of them are wearing masks.
As soon as you leave and you're outside, COVID just doesn't spread. That's part of the thing. It's how it works.
It blows my mind.
It just goes, we're not going to spread because we're outside.
It's all because our government's useless and didn't...
it was just stupid.
Weren't specific enough.
It's just like, I'd rather go into a full proper one.
I would
for 2 weeks and get this out of the way, than do this weird half a one where everyone's not following and then we all have to suffer again. And it's like, cool, good job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think this Friday makes it 2 weeks since. Do you think they're going to extend it?
I don't.
It's hard to predict.
I don't know.
Let's put a bet on it. What do you reckon?
I don't think it'll become harsher.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to go for a full lockdown and shut businesses.
Yeah.
But I think it will go for another week.
Yeah?
I think another week.
I'm hoping that they don't. And I feel like they won't. Because I feel like...
I don't think they will either.
I feel like it'll jump up to like, hey, you're allowed like 5 people over, but businesses are still closed. You still need to sit down when you eat and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff comes back. Where it's like, you know that... Remember we got out of lockdown, but we still had that like weird half a one for like ages where you weren't allowed to like... stand up or like, you know,
I think
all that
it'll be
kind of
something
stuff.
like that. It'll say, I think, honestly, they could just keep this going. And as far as I'm concerned, basically everyone's going about their day anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tradies are going to work. People that work are working.
Unless you work in like a club or
unless
like
it's,
a particular business that's like
some
has been shut down.
Some hospitality.
Yeah.
And
hospitality's shut, yeah.
Like... Because you just can't. I guess you can't serve takeaway beers.
No,
but like
you can't.
most restaurants are doing okay because they still do takeaway. It's the fancier restaurants that don't do takeaway that are suffering.
Well, hospitality. A lot of the hospitality businesses is getting smashed. But I hope they don't, because I just don't really want to. But
it'd be nice to go to the pub.
Yeah, but I guess we'll wait and see.
I guess we.
It's like wait. In the next couple of days was when they're going to be like. If it keeps getting like still the same, then I don't know.
Well, our premier said it'll be done on time if everyone plays their part. So it's like...
But are people playing their part? I don't think
really.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bit dumb. But anyways, look, we'll see how we go. Look, they could be doing this whole thing and then the lockdown might end anyways. And then screw us. Because then if there's another lockdown, I'm going to do what everyone else did.
Is COVID even real?
That's a good question.
That's my question.
That's a good question.
I was talking about morning walks to get coffee before.
Yeah.
They are fantastic, man. I highly recommend waking up at like 6:30, going for a walk to get a coffee.
No thanks.
It is fantastic.
I prefer my coffees at 5 o'clock.
It doesn't have to be long. I don't like long walks, but that morning walk, like it takes maybe 15 minutes each way, 10 minutes each way.
Where'd you go get a coffee?
It was at Sutherland. So Lyndall lives in Sutherland. And we woke up early and walked to the shops. But honestly, waking up early and going for a little stroll honestly does wonders for your brain. You seriously go about your day for the rest of it in you're in such a good mood, like you're riding on this high. I don't know. People think like I work with a bunch of guys that do that every morning. They'll wake up at like 4 or 5 because they have kids. Wake up at 5, walk to the beach, get a coffee at like 5:30 a.m. and sit there watching the sunrise with their mates. And it's like they do it every day. It's a
ritual thing.
Yeah, it's like
with their mates.
Yeah, it's like
every
a ritual
day
thing. Oh, like most days, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess because they're adults and they got kids, that's like their personal time to do their thing like that.
It's their me time.
It's the me time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I highly recommend a morning walk. I know it's rough getting up. I suck at getting up. I
can't leave the house, Michael. So
yeah,
unlike you, I'm following the COVID rules. Yeah.
See, like, I don't mind people doing their exercise or even going to the shops and doing those things.
Yeah.
It's doing it at peak times that annoys me. It's like pick your time outside of it and be smart about it. Like the reason it spreads is because lots of people are in the one spot.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is exactly what we're not doing by going so early.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I don't mind people going out and doing their thing, but it's like, be smarter about it. Stay away from other people, you know?
Social distance.
They should do that. Yeah, honestly, morning walks, such a great idea.
Yeah.
Such a great idea.
Well,
it's like going for a run. You know when you work out in the morning, you feel so good afterwards?
Feels good.
Just that little walk feels great. You've been working out since
Yeah.
lockdown?
A little bit, yeah.
How you been doing it?
We got like a little garage thing set up, so I can't do anything too serious, but
Yeah, okay.
just something lift heavy stuff to make you feel a little bit better
Honestly,
about the whole thing.
30 push-ups. If you don't feel 30 push-ups the next day,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Like, it does a lot.
you're not real.
It does
Yeah.
a lot, hey.
Yeah.
Just some push-ups, some sit-ups. Doesn't take much
And
to
a morning
feel it.
walk. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Coffee in hand, one arm
Coffee in
push-ups, coffee in the
What?
other.
While you're waiting for your coffee, 30 quick
While you're waiting for the other.
push-ups. So next episode will be whether we might be in lockdown or we might not. So
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll keep you guys updated, even though everyone that listens, except for our 2 American listeners, they'll want to know.
Well, what's the deal in America? Maybe
What's
our
the deal?
Our 2 American listeners can hit us up because
They've got one of them's got their vaccine, I think.
oh really?
Catherine, I swear I said one time.
Maybe Catherine got vaccine. I'm not sure, but it seems like it never really went away in America. Yet they just kind of returned back to normal.
Maybe.
So did
I think
they
it
pump
depends
out-
on state per state. Some
Right,
states were
okay.
different. So
Right.
one of them lives in, I don't know, one of the states.
Wherever.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it just one big state?
I'm pretty.
That's why they're
sure.
united, right?
So Catherine lives in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Yeah.
And Jasmine lives in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
I'm pretty sure.
Cool. Nice. Well, anyways.
Every time I say Colorado, I think of that Vine. It's like, say Colorado. And then the giraffe comes through. And he goes, I'm a giraffe. When he's on skiing. You've never seen that?
No.
Okay,
I
never
haven't
mind.
seen that one.
Never mind.
That's a good one. I'll look it up
Sa-
later. That sounds
hey.
hilarious. You described it well.
The way I said it then, much funnier than the actual video.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those,
really?
One of
So
the weird ones where
the video's not very
the
funny.
retelling's funnier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's very rare, but that sounds fine. I was thinking the other day, Michael.
Yep.
If you had to be a sports commentator, right?
Okay.
What sport would you commentate?
Ooh.
Because there's some sports that like they barely commentate at all. So like tennis, they don't commentate during like the play, obviously.
Oh.
So like after the ball's like done, they might have a quick chat and then the serve and then they don't talk.
Right.
So it's like
okay.
how much are they commentating? Probably barely anything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas then you got sports like cricket, where there's a lot of like, you know, waiting
It's a
around.
lot of, they kind of keep you interested.
Their role is a bit more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I see it.
So
I see
like
it.
it's interesting to see what sports
I feel like when I'm thinking of sports that I could realistically commentate on, that I know enough about.
I'm not talking about knowledge. I'm just talking about like say
what I
you
think would be most interesting.
say like you're knowledgeable about all sports and you have to pick one to like.
I think UFC.
Yeah, UFC is a good
I
one.
think UFC would be
It's a
very
bit short.
interesting.
It's always short.
It's short, and you also kind of just call it. You kind of call what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much extra information you need to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Like, you need to maybe do a bit of research on the fighting style.
good punch there.
Yeah, but it's just like,
Oh,
whoa.
nice kick.
Most of it's just reactionary.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring anything to the table.
Nah.
So you're just like, oh, he's knocked out.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Look at that. McGregor's done it again.
And you might like make some slight notes about their previous fights or something. But that's about it, right?
Yeah.
That's about it. And that'd be written down on a little piece of paper for you.
I feel like tennis would be good. Although if I
Tennis would be
If I was
easy.
watching tennis, right, I wouldn't have any. I wouldn't know what to say after a play. I'd be like, they were some good
Wow.
hits, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what he does. They'd have a lot of like little phrases that they say about like a particular someone.
Now that's a classic Federer.
Yeah,
Right
that's
there.
what I mean, like that kind of stuff. Wow, he's just so good at that, isn't he? Just so good at it. And then the next play comes in, and then I have to say something a bit
Or
different.
you just say something that they did and go, they're famous. For that.
they're famous. Yeah.
There's that that's that famous Federer backhand.
There's that backhand. He's just so lethal, isn't he? And then it comes back. You know what I mean? It's just so easy sport to commentate.
I feel like if I know, the more I know about a sport,
Yeah.
the more I think maybe that the commentators are just kind of talking out their ass.
Yes.
You know what I
Have
mean?
you ever watched a sport and like you hear the commentator and you're like, this is not helping at all. Like, you're just saying really, when they say really dumb stuff,
they're saying stuff that's so surface level.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing it. I can see it. I almost prefer like a reactionary, just retelling of what's happening.
Yeah.
That's why I like UFC commentating.
Yeah, exactly right.
I feel like
I hate when they say what they need to do. Like, if you're watching like you watch like the footy, for example, and they're like, what they really need to do here is just push a bit harder. And you're like, great idea. Well, guys, have you tried doing that? Have you tried pushing a bit harder? Maybe you should try doing that. You know what I mean? But like, then there's the opposite. Where
have you thought about getting 2 tries in the next 10 minutes?
What they got to do is they got to put some points on the board. Oh, brilliant. Why didn't we try that? No, but then there's like, have you seen the opposite where a commentator like says something that's actually really like you didn't pick up on? You're like,
Well, that's why I think UFC commentating is interesting, because I'll be watching a fight and say whoever's commentating, who's the guy, Joe Rogan. He might be like, you can see he's faking with the left and up and throwing the right.
Yeah.
And you can see, or like you'll see a fighter detect or like realize a pattern in the other fighter, and you see him counter it, and they're making comments about like how he noticed he was doing this, like every time he would throw a right, he would dip his head or something, and they're seeing it too, and they're like, oh fuck, that did happen, like I can see it now, and it's actually adding something.
They're like, oh, it's like he's lifting his chin a bit too high or something, and then the next thing they get punched in the face and then they die.
I don't know,
well, not die,
it's a bit of a hype up when the commentators get
I feel
hyped.
like basketball would be really good, like to commentate.
Yeah,
because you just got to call out the names who catches the ball. Oh, here's LeBron. Here's and then that for the 3, and then that's all you got to do.
Yeah, it's so quick too.
Yeah, it's quick.
Because
and then when something crazy happens, you're like, whoa. Yeah. It's sort of a mix of both. You know what I
mean? We've discovered a formula for how to be a commentator.
Pretty easy.
Number 1. Whatever's happening, just say what's happening.
Just recall it.
Just recall what's happening, like you're talking to a blind person.
Say something stupid every now and then.
2, every time a new player comes in, say their name.
Say their name and what they're good at. Oh, he's lethal with that backhand.
That
we saw it last summer.
LeBron pass.
We saw it last summer when he was playing tennis at Wimbledon.
His cousin's place.
Yeah. His live footage of his cousin's place.
And then
what other sports are there? What do we got? Like,
I don't know. Like,
I think a lot of the
gymnastics,
like Olympic ones, like swimming and running, would be really easy.
Boring.
Like it's just short little things. You just go, oh, he's winning now. But
but that's where you need to know a lot about the player, a lot about the people competing. I think teams, because you're like,
oh, he's a good swimmer, isn't he?
This is so and so from Ukraine.
So what I'd love.
Like, how do you know about the so and so from Ukraine?
I'd love so much for like some commentary team for whatever sport brings in a random person. So not a professional.
Just the average
Just to see what they say, what they add to it. They might just be like, they might have something really interesting to say, or they might just be like, oh, mate, that's a bloody good serve, wasn't it, mate? Yeah.
I do notice that sometimes when you're watching things, they'll contradict each other.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of UFC fights online in lockdown, so that's why I'm bringing up UFC a lot. Yeah. But sometimes Joe Rogan will do this thing where the other commentator says stuff, and then he's like, well, actually, and he comes and shuts it down straight away. Like, he hears that that's a dumb thing to say,
but he says it in a polite way.
And then, he just shuts. And then
actually,
they just keep going.
You're a dumbass. yeah, fair enough. But I think the key is to find sports that don't have a lot of downtime. Like a lot of like I feel like soccer wouldn't be too bad. Like it's a bit slow, but the commentators just call out where the ball's going. You know what I mean? Oh, here's so and so passing it to so and so. You know.
I'd
what about their names? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would avoid anything that's like. Yeah, I have to remember names. Imagine remembering every single player's name.
There's a lot.
And not only that, being able to recognize them on the field or on the camera.
Well, you'd recognize the number. But yeah.
But even still, it's a lot of work.
Like they've got long names. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like something like NRL, the ball gets shifted quite quickly, so you have to be like the same quickly. You know what I mean?
You got to know. That pronunciation.
Yeah, you gotta know the pronunciation,
man.
Otherwise, you're in big trouble.
That's hard.
How do you become a commentator? How does that happen?
I don't know. It's probably journalism of some sort, right?
Like radio. Like you go through radio first.
Yeah, radio journalism.
What about a podcast?
Hey, in a way, we're commentating life, aren't we?
Yeah, that would be a good show. Maybe just like live UFC, but it's just with two just us two commentating it, like who have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good punch.
Could we do that next? Like UFC.
That'd be
main
so
event,
funny.
We pay for it.
Yeah, and we watch it.
Our commentary,
and then we just
over the radio or something.
Like people do that where they live stream themselves like watching the fight or something, but they don't show the fight; they just show them. Yeah. But like we could just re-upload it later and be like, "Oh, this is us." Our stupid commentation.
Tell you the hardest thing to commentate: horses.
Why is that?
Because they have to commentate so that if you're not watching the race, you can still understand what's happening.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between like commentating and then like radio, like. Because the radio ones, like the same with cricket, like if you listen to the cricket on the radio, like they have to describe it in detail. Yeah. Whereas if you're watching on the TV, the commentators only like give you the bits and bobs because you're obviously watching it. Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean. That would be very hard.
That would be difficult because you got to get such a detail going. Mike Gelly.
Yeah. Anyways, just my little just how my mind works. What sports commentator would you be? You know what I mean? I think tennis would be easily the easiest. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
That'd be the easiest one.
There's one ball to keep track of.
One ball, like two players, one ball to keep track of.
Doubles.
Heaps of down. Like, you don't need to talk for half the time. Yeah. More than half the time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because, when they're playing, they don't
Exactly.
talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Name a famous tennis commentator. You couldn't, could you? See? No one knows.
Probably a player that used to play. Steve Brett. No, Steve
Brett.
He's our friend.
You mean our friend?
Who's the famous...
The one that went like this. Come on. Leighton Hewitt, is it?
Leighton Hewitt.
I don't know. I don't watch tennis.
I don't know why I said Steve Brett.
Yeah, that was weird. I think you were about to say...
Brett. I was thinking of Brett Lee.
But that's a cricketer.
So
you weren't even right there either. Anyways.
Penis enlargement.
You need one, do you? Good one, Sean. Yeah, so I was on TikTok and then an ad came up.
Okay.
Where someone was describing a procedure. I'm pretty sure it was an ad for a penis enlargement. And I was like, why is this recommended to me? But anyways, but I was like...
Talk about targeted marketing.
I know, but it was like so strange because I was like, why is this allowed? Like they're describing us like the way it works is he was like, we inject this thing into your thing. And I'm like, there are kids on TikTok that scroll through this. You know what I mean? Like little dudes that are probably like, oh, I might need this, or something like that. Like it's just weird, don't you think?
I think
it was just the weirdest thing I've never seen an ad for that ever. You know?
I think TikTok's ruining kids.
You see a lot of you research a lot about penis enlargement. What can you tell me about it?
No,
it's ruining kids.
I think that's like, I reckon
kids suck. You're right.
No.
Oh.
No. Oh. I think like TikTok. See on TikTok, you have TikTok, right?
I do.
You scroll through it every now and again.
Yeah, sometimes.
There's lots of things on TikTok that people avoid saying because the algorithm will filter it down, not up.
Correct.
So when they say like if someone's talking about having sex, they put it on the screen as SEGGS.
Yeah.
Like segs. It kind of sounds the same, but people are obviously talking about sex. So it's like. It's a way to get around.
Swear in it.
It's a way to get around those sorts of like topics and keep them like up the top.
Yeah.
So people figure out how to like beat the algorithm. Same with YouTube. YouTube won't push content that's like overtly sexual or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's kind of a problem where like I think so many young people, by young I mean like 9-year-olds. I was at the shops not long ago in the changing rooms, and there were some kids I heard like outside the changing rooms.
Yeah.
And I was trying a shirt on, and I heard them, and one of them had taken a photo of the other, and they're like, it's all right, it's going on my private. And I was like, these kids are like,
what?
And I remember leaving the changing rooms, and I could only hear their voices, but I looked at them, and they were like 9 years old, like 9 or 10.
Private,
like, why do you
have
what?
Oh,
private Instagram?
Private Instagram.
I was like, for starters, you're 10. Why do you have Instagram? Yeah. Secondly, why do you have a private Instagram?
Don't you have to be over like how old do you have to be?
I don't know.
To have Instagram nowadays?
You don't have to be any age.
What?
I don't think.
I swear you have to be like over at least 12.
I don't think there's a lower limit for people joining social media these days. I remember Facebook used to say you had to be like 13.
Facebook used to be at least like I thought it was like 14, 15.
But I don't think now there's an issue.
That's messed up.
Kids just lie about their age. But I was like,
you can just tick a box and
why
say
do you
I'm
have
18.
a private?
Yeah.
Like this kid is worried. Like these.
Why are you taking shirtless photos?
Me?
No, him.
No.
Oh.
Like they were just playing, like in the store.
Oh, I thought they were in the change room.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Whoa, I was like, what?
No, they were just playing around in the store, like with their parents shopping. And I was like, why? I don't know. Social media is ruining kids and they're being exposed to so much so
It's
early.
just the internet. It's just the internet's
Like,
just really weird.
When I was 10 years old, right, I wouldn't have known about the idea of like prostitution or like OnlyFans or like selling like sex for money kind of thing. But it's such a thing. Like your Instagram, you were showing me before, you follow a bunch of meme pages. Yeah. And on those meme pages now is like ads for girls OnlyFans. Girls OnlyFans. Yeah. And it's like, imagine being 10 years old and following a meme page and now all of a sudden you're exposed to the idea that girls sell their bodies online, with pictures and videos for money. Yeah. It's like there's exposure to porn basically at 10 years old.
And on Instagram, like
it's real damaging, dude.
It's on Instagram. You know what I mean? And that's like meant to be not meant to be, but like you know.
But the same shit comes up on TikTok, right? Like you get girls talking about their OnlyFans earnings on TikTok, and it's like imagine being 13 years old and seeing, wow,
what's that?
OnlyFans. Like, to be fair, if you want to move into that career when you're 18 and old enough and like old enough to maturely process that sort of information, fine, go ahead. Like, I'm not against sex workers.
No.
Of any kind.
Just more little people seeing
But it's like a 13-year-old girl shouldn't be looking at that and think, wow, that's something
a cool
to
way
aspire
to that's
to.
a cool
or
way
like,
to do
wow,
things.
what an easy way to make $300,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
It's bad.
It's bad.
That's just on the parents. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's 100% on
like,
parents.
They should know what's on. Like these are like social media is not safe for kids at all. No matter what social media it is.
No way.
You know what I mean? They should not have Facebook, Instagram, anything like that at such a young age.
I can confidently say if I have kids, I'm not letting them even have. I'm not going to like let them have their own devices. Like they're not going to have a mobile phone
at all.
I survived without a mobile phone until I was 14, had a job, and I could pay for it, basically. Yeah. Like, you don't need one to survive.
No, you don't.
But kids these days, every child in year 7 I teach has a smartphone. Yeah. And they have TikTok, and they have, like, Instagram. And I'm like, dude, if your parents knew what you were seeing, like, it's crazy.
Just ignorance, isn't it?
But I think we've grown up in the generation where we know what they could be exposed to, whereas parents these days don't.
Parents these days just don't. Yeah. They just need to know a bit more, you know what I mean? Because Instagram's just so wide and varied, you know what I mean? They could have, like, your parents could have Instagram and be like, oh, it's not that bad. I've got photos of houses and stuff to look at. But it's like, so much worse. Yeah. Like, so much worse.
You go down a rabbit hole real quick and you're seeing
like, even, like I said, like you were saying, the meme pages. Like, I just follow, but then now they're advertising, like people's OnlyFans and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to see this. Yeah. And I'm 22 years old. I'm like, I don't want to see this stuff. This is just annoying.
It's too much.
Yeah. Weird.
I found that when I first got TikTok, it was like, what, a year and a half ago when it first came out?
Something like that. It was around like
2 years ago, maybe.
It was like around January or something like that. I remember because I had it.
It was beginning of lockdown, I think.
Yeah. I remember I had it and I was like.
January last year.
I had it in Japan. I was like, this is really good. And
you're like, that's right. I got it in Japan too.
You're like, oh, I'll get it. And you're like, this is really good too.
So it was like January last year, basically. Yeah. So January last year, I remember getting it and I was like, this is great, man. There's so many like hot chicks on this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And
but then it gets too much.
Very quickly, you're like, I'm a bit over the initial draw of like sexy people doing sexy things. And now I want humor or like other shit that like you find a different use for it kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny memes on it.
Yeah, there's like funny memes, videos, heaps of like funny content, which is what I kind of scroll through and look for now, and they're the ones that I get a reaction like that I like.
They're funny.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Crazy thing, TikTok, hey.
Delete all social media, am I right?
Or just remove it from your homepage.
Oh, remove it from your homepage. Tips from Michael.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. So because I got back on the Instagram of our Young Crumbs account recently. Actually,
you deleted it again?
No. Oh. I'm still on it, but I've removed the app from my homepage and thrown it in a folder in my apps page. That way, it's not there. I don't think to click on it because I don't see it. Yeah. And the only time I do go on it is when I get a notification.
Yeah. Okay.
Or when I absolutely have nothing to do, which is pretty rare. And I'll do like I'll just like scroll through
You
it
just scroll
for
through
fun.
it.
But it's just you'd be surprised how little you remember to check it when it's not there right in front of your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you get many notifications from Instagram?
Yeah. I'm pretty popular, Michael.
Do you message? But do you message on Instagram? Is that
yeah.
why?
Yeah, sometimes.
okay.
Yeah, like I'd send a funny meme to someone or something like that. So
I'm
sometimes.
not very active on it.
No.
So I don't.
Well, you wouldn't get
much.
them.
Yeah. Oh, and plus the Young Crumbs account, like that's not a super active account in terms of
heaps of people messaging us. What are you talking about?
Oh,
It's hard to keep track.
All
of.
those thank you messages for keeping you entertained during lockdown.
Yeah,
right?
that's great. Thanks for the messages, guys.
Hey, I have a fan mail right here actually.
Oh yeah, read it out for me.
They recently moved across country.
Wow.
And they listened from episode 1 to 65.
65.
All in one go.
What's their names?
That was Patricia and Jonathan.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
We just make up our own fan mail and start reading it.
Tell you what, that might be a good way to get big as a podcast.
Well, you just make up stuff.
You act way bigger than you are.
Oh, what if you get caught out? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, millions of people listening. Nah, that won't work. They'll find out.
But if you say it sarcastically enough.
See what I found out the other day?
What?
A friend of ours has a TikTok, and I'm in one of them, and it's one of her most popular ones. Yeah.
One of her most popular ones?
Yeah. It's got like, I swear it's got like 60,000 views. I swear to God. Yeah.
Which friend's this?
Steph.
Yeah, I thought it was Steph.
And it was me. It was during like peak lockdown, and I was getting her some toilet paper because I work at a grocery store. And it was a video of me.
Yeah.
And I saw it the other day. I was like, that's me. I was like, bro, this is not, I don't know how many likes it's got, but I looked at the views. It was like 60,000. I was like, bro, where's my money? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
That's kind of funny because that's like a perfect storm of content. Yeah. It's like a relevant issue.
Yeah.
And you were like,
handsome devil.
You're a handsome boy and playing the hero.
Playing the hero.
That's
what more could you want? That's 60. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more.
Anything less, and I'd be upset.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about my stupid girlfriend's joke. You want to hear it?
Yes.
You can tell me whether it's lame or not.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's super lame.
I must say the bar's not high to make me.
Yeah,
laugh
I know.
At jokes.
That's why I'm curious whether you will laugh or not.
Okay. Go.
So I was scrolling through my phone.
Yep.
And she was lying on me, so she was seeing what I was scrolling through. And there was a dugong that came up.
A dugong.
Yeah, you know the dugons?
Oh, they're like
just the sea lions.
Kind of,
whatever they are.
Yeah.
Sea cows.
Yeah. Gotcha.
She turns around and she goes, I can't believe I'm laughing. It's so stupid. She goes, it dugong be like that sometimes.
That's pretty good.
Pretty lame,
That's a pretty good pun.
No, it's not.
That's good.
No, it's not.
I'll tell you what, there's something to be said about
it dugong be like that.
Like when a significant other makes a bad joke, the bar's way lower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because you already like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like you think it's way funnier
There's
than
times
it probably
where
actually is.
Yeah. There's times where you say something really stupid and they go, and you're like, you should actually laugh at that? That was really bad. And they're like, and you're like,
shut up, I like you.
Really?
I say some dumb stuff sometimes.
You do.
And Lyndall thinks it's hilarious. And it goes both ways.
I've seen it.
She says bad things sometimes that I think it's hilarious.
I've been in the same room with you guys.
And it's just because you like them.
You say something stupid that's not even funny. And I see her giggling when she's sitting here listening to the podcast.
I want to make it very clear. I rarely say anything that's not funny.
That is the biggest load of crap I've heard all day. You shut your mouth.
Okay.
All right, I want to talk about this. This is actually a really funny topic that we're talking about before.
Wait, I have a joke.
Okay.
Wait, can I share my joke?
You can share your joke.
I got this. I heard it on like a YouTube video.
Oh, so it's not even your joke.
It's not my joke, but I thought it was. I cracked up.
You're a liar.
I thought
You're
it was
a big
funny.
fat liar.
It was why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because.
Oh, come on, man. You can do better than that.
Because.
Yeah, I know. I got it. I get it.
Sounds like a chicken.
Really?
If you loved me, you'd laugh.
I don't. I don't like you. You're a work acquaintance.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking about this.
Co-worker. Not a friend.
Not a friend. This is actually a really funny topic.
Okay.
That you were talking about before we started, the signatures.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So how did this come up?
Well, I was talking about it with Lyndall again and her roommate.
Okay.
And which is a mate of mine as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we're talking about signatures. I don't know how it came up, but we started doing each other's signatures.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's talk about signatures because like I just think they're a weird,
Such a funny because I know
concept and idea.
Something funny because you were like, right, do your signature right now.
Yeah,
I did it.
Your signature,
and you're like, that's awful.
Your signature is atrocious.
Well, I'll tell you what's hilarious is because you're like, give me your license right now, and it's a completely different signature to what I just did.
Yeah,
and I was like, what the hell? What is my signature? And I don't even know.
And then you, I wish.
Apparently, I don't know.
I wish we could upload. We shouldn't upload photos of our own signatures.
Probably not.
But yours is atrocious.
Well, technically, that's not the one that's on my license. So you could.
But what is the one on your license? Because you didn't even recognize it.
I don't know. No, I recognize doing it, but like, whenever I thought of my signature, it's the one that I did in front of you. But then I looked at the one on my license and I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember that was my one for a bit because it was just really easy. Like if I like show you, I'll show you the one that's on my license, right? Right. This one's a little bit better than the one I wrote down. It's like a little bit of like a, you know.
That looks more signature.
That's sort of a bit more signature.
Your one that you drew on the piece of paper I have looks like scribble. I'm just going to describe it. People won't be able to replicate it from this.
No.
But imagine
SEAN all like
on top of each other. On top of each other. Actually overlapping on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's like stacking up text boxes in a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Typing 4 text boxes, SEAN.
Yeah.
And then putting it on top of each other.
Well, yours is much better.
It's just mess. It's mess, and then you have a little line that sticks out of it. Mine's my initials in funky writing.
How is that your initials?
It kind of, the B gets a bit skewed.
Is your initial MB or MOB?
MOB, technically.
Mob. That's your initials?
Yeah, that's why I have Moby Dick. MOB.
That's so cool. You've got initials that isn't 2, it's 3.
3, because of the apostrophe in my last name.
Wow, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Mob.
Yeah, so mob.
Where's the O in that?
It's there. Let me do a better one.
Look, to be honest, I think everyone's signatures are pretty stupid, right?
I don't know. Some signatures are real cool.
Well, have you ever been to... So, the reason this confused me was because, obviously, like I said, there were 2 different signatures I wrote down. Have you ever been on a night out where they've looked at your license and they said, can you do your signature here?
Although the ones I just drew they're
a bit better. That one's a bit better.
Would be similar to what I'd do. Like
then why'd you do that one?
That's basically it too.
You got scared.
It all looks the same. I'm not very good at replicating my own signature though.
That's exactly the point.
But you're even worse because it's just scribble.
Well, I have 2 signatures, so not even I can replicate it.
If you end up going to court for like something going wrong with documents you've signed. You're in big trouble.
Yeah, that is true.
Replicate the signature, please, Sean, to prove that you signed it.
Which one did I use? Can I see it first, and then I'll replicate it?
Can I give you 4?
But yeah, have you ever been on a night out where they've gone, can you do your... No?
I've never been asked to...
Neither have I. This is why...
Is that a thing they do?
It is. When I went to the casino a little while ago, before lockdown, they have a little piece of paper there, and people's signatures. They didn't have to do it with mine, because they're like, oh, this guy's pretty cool, bro. And you get... But... I was like, oh, that must be for people's signatures. Oh, that's funny. And then if I had to do my own signature, I wouldn't have been let in because apparently the signature on my license is different to the one that I thought I normally use.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's like, did we talk about IDs last week? Because it was a topic 2 weeks ago.
But say what's weird, there's no day where they're like, all right, make up a signature. You just have to make up a signature.
No, and it starts when you're 16. Yeah. That's when you have to first...
That's when you get your license. Earlier. License, your L's is 15.
It starts at 14 when you start putting applying for a tax file number.
Yeah.
When you start work.
Yeah, that's when you start...
So you get asked to do a signature when you're 14.
Can you remember what your signature was when you're 14?
Absolutely not. I've changed it since then.
Exactly.
My 18th birthday, when I went and got my, not full license, but L's... I was like, I need a
15.
Need a signature now because this is going on my license.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's basically been the same ever since.
There you go.
So since I was 16.
But there's no
I just put M O'Brien or Michael O'Brien. I just wrote my name.
Yeah.
So is that a signature?
Yeah, a friend of ours, we've seen his signature on his license and it's literally just his first and last name written out.
Yeah.
Which is very easy to replicate. You know what I mean? It's literally just his handwriting.
When does a signature ever come in handy? Apart from saying that you filled out a document. A good example. Whenever you do payments at a FPOS machine, why don't they why do some people instead of a PIN use a signature? And where does that go? Does that actually go to the bank and they look at it and they're like, yeah, this signature matches up? Otherwise, you could just use, I don't know.
Look, signature's easier. I feel like
Signatures
copying
are
someone's
dumb.
signature is easier than trying to figure out what their pin is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You can just steal their license and be like, okay, it's just this kind of scribble.
Tell you what's a cooler idea?
What?
I know in a lot of Asian countries, they have those stamps with like your family, like your name engraved
So they keep
in
the stamp on them?
engraved on them, and they're all kind of unique.
So they stamp documents
So they
like that.
stamp their
What
name
if someone
into
steals the
documents.
stamp?
Well, then don't lose it. Tie it around your neck or something.
No. What if I don't want to do that?
Hey, I got you a nice stamp.
Oh shit! I left my stamp at home. Fuck!
Here's-
I can't sign this document that gives my family food.
Here's a Swarovski stamp, crystal
Dior.
crystal glass.
A Dior
Did you know
stamp.
that Swarovski is that the
Swovsky?
Swarovski? It's
don't
like
know.
the jewelry brand.
Yeah. The,
You know
the
what I
swan
mean?
one.
Yeah, it's the swan.
Yeah.
It's not diamonds.
Yeah.
They're crystal glass. That's their
Yeah.
thing. Their thing is like crystal glass.
Oh, so like they don't actually sell any diamonds at all.
It's not.
just
Yeah,
crystal.
crystal
Like look at
glass.
these. Look at these earrings. Do you reckon they're diamonds?
No, absolutely not.
Fuck no, they're not
No, they're
diamonds.
just
Are you
shiny.
serious?
It's just shiny glass.
It's shiny glass. The way I'm spending that much money on things I'm going to lose anyways.
Diamonds are dumb.
You're dumb and
Buy
stupid.
lab grown diamonds as well.
What?
Lab grown diamonds. Do you know
Yeah.
what lab grown diamonds are?
Yeah.
So like instead of real diamonds come from the ground.
pressure makes
and-
diamonds.
That's why I do my assignments late.
Yeah. Woo! I'm always under pressure.
Nah, so real diamonds come from the ground, and they're actually
Diamonds comes from the ground.
and they're not rare at all.
No, they're not.
really common. And there's a company called De Beers, the De Beers Diamond Company, and they own a monopoly on like 98% of the diamond industry and trade. And they hold on to the diamonds
Yeah.
and create an artificial like flow restriction into the market, keeping their prices up.
Yeah.
So it's all a scam. All of it's a scam. Not only
Bloody
that,
bastards.
but it's basically modern day slavery. It's built off the back of modern day slavery.
Yeah.
So like blood diamond, that shit's real.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen blood diamond? It's about like African diamond trade. It's real. That's what happens. Like
It's real, is it?
it's probably come like if you see a diamond in the store, it's not got like a clean pass. You know, should be cancelled online.
It should it?
Yeah.
Check it out its Twitter history. Check it out Diamond's Twitter's history.
There's a move. More and more people are doing lab grown diamonds. Did you know this?
Yeah, I think so.
So people like lab grown diamonds are just diamonds grown in a lab under like normal healthy conditions for the workers. They're not bad. They're actually clearer and of better quality than ground diamonds.
RSPCA approved
I remember once
diamonds.
I was telling a friend about this, right?
Yeah.
And her response was, "Yeah, but like it's not as special
So it's
because
authentic.
it hasn't come from the ground." I'm like, bruh, what did you not get about the slavery thing?
What did you not get about the people dying?
And she's like, it just seems cheap. And I'm like, well, yeah, it is.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, like, you're a sucker.
Well, I think
Don't get real diamonds.
I think
get
the
lab-grown
appeal
diamonds.
of it is that it's come from the ground. Like it's been there for thousands of years.
It's like
you know what I mean?
It's like
And now it's on
it's
you.
an artifact of like the earth.
It's like wearing someone's human remains on you, you know?
Yeah, fuck you is what I say to those people.
Hey, don't hate on us,
I
bro.
don't know. Do you know there's a thing, Lyndall, my girlfriend,
I do know there's a thing.
there's a thing called the Ethical Fashion Report. Have you ever heard of this?
Is that just like where they review like fashion and whether it's been made ethically or not?
They review brands
That's a great idea.
and like...
Is it like a newsletter or something? Or is it like a...
So every year, one gets released, I think around February or whatever.
Oh, only once a year?
Yeah, well, it takes a year to like review these companies and make sure they're still
really
doing the right
going
thing.
into details,
Yeah,
aren't they?
and so in this, it like, I think thousands or hundreds of fashion brands, like big fashion brands, get rated from 1 to 5 on how ethical they are.
Yeah, okay.
And all the ones that are like real low, the aim is to kind of put the word out there that like, don't buy shit from this
Really?
company because they do dodgy stuff. Yeah.
What's like a really low one? Do you know any?
I don't know. Well, when this started, it started like 10 years ago.
Okay.
This ethical fashion report. And I think they do other things. They don't just do fashion. They do like other categories as well, like food, maybe.
Probably
But-
food and like
Yeah, I don't know.
electronics.
Maybe I'll get more information off Lyndall.
Come
and
on.
Maybe link it to people.
How
But
about you
anyway,
listen? Yeah.
since they started this ethical fashion report like 10, 15 years ago, companies have like been like, oh fuck, people now can see what we're up to,
and they've been trying
and
to
yeah,
fix it?
and they're actually trying to fix it. And you can see over the years,
everyone's sort of getting a bit higher.
Those 1-star companies are kind of like pushed up.
It's like a 2.
And maybe they're like a 3 or a 4. And like, they're not perfect, but they're trying.
They're not perfect, but I'm trying.
It's like not as much slavery.
We halved our slaveries. Come on.
We halved our slavery.
we only have some slaves.
It's half as many slaves, but they're working double the hours.
I'd love to know how they... We pay them we actually pay them like $1 or $2 now. I'd be curious how the ratings go. Like, obviously, like what makes a 1? What makes a 2? Like how low is 1? Like, do people get 0?
I'll be honest.
Like, are they that bad that it's just like screw these players?
Yeah, but
like Nestle gets 0.
Like I can imagine Nike would be pretty low. Because they use sweatshops and shit like that. Yeah. I don't know if they still do because I'm pretty sure they do.
Same with like Apple.
When you're that big, you can probably just like ignore the headlines that call you out.
Yeah.
And then eventually people just forget
about
it.
People are still going to buy them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's terrible, hey?
Yeah, terrible.
Terrible how people are so like...
I hate Nike. You know what I mean?
You're wearing Nike shoes right now.
Yeah. You're not wearing any shoes because you can't afford them.
I'm wearing socks. Rio socks.
Rio socks.
Yeah.
Rio? I hate that city.
From Brazil.
From Brazil. Yeah, good one. Anyways. Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, Ethical Fashion Report. Look it up if you're interested about helping stuff like that.
Yeah. We're out of topics, I think. Have a look at that.
Not.
I think we are.
No, we're not. We got Goth. Gotham.
Oh, I got one. All right.
Okay, go.
So, have you seen... it's not really a topic, which is... Actually, it is. What's the... Leonardo DiCaprio... Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
I started watching it again last night.
Okay.
God, it's a good movie, isn't it?
I really liked it.
It's actually almost a comedy. Like, it's actually funny. Like, I laugh out loud at a lot of the stuff that happens.
All the characters in that are just outrageous.
It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely just makes me laugh how stupid it is. Anyway,
Jonah Hill's character.
So good.
Fantastic.
So good, hey?
He is so good.
Everyone in it is just great.
He's having sex with his cousin. He's marrying his cousin or some shit too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just that next level, like, it's like 80s.
And it's a true, like, it's
like
almost...
sleazy, ridiculous business.
It's a true story. Like he existed. Bended it a little bit.
Great.
But, it's just funny how that kind of stuff happens. And it's just ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
Good movie, but if you haven't seen it, God, it's good, isn't it?
Tell you what, back then, I feel like the bar was real low.
You reckon?
In terms of like,
I reckon it was set real high.
How you act.
I reckon they got away with a lot of stuff. Like Matthew McConaughey's character at the start of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, he's good.
Like imagine
he goes you jerk off. You gotta pump those numbers up. They're rookie numbers. Tutski.
Yeah, it just kind of blows my mind. Like back in the day. Like, that was only like 80s? 70s?
Yeah, it was like 80s. 80s. It was probably 80s.
80s?
80s, 90s.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was like
90s.
90s.
Changed in 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, what you can get away with back then to what you can get away with now.
They'd probably still get away with it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now
it's a lot more quiet about it.
It's a bit more digital. Well, back then, everything's like paperwork and stuff. So if someone's doing something wrong, you know what I mean? You have to go through all the papers and stuff like that. But, funny. Good movie.
You just accidentally type an extra... Oops, I accidentally typed an extra 0.
Oopsies. There's a couple zeros for me. Yeah, good show, Mark. Good show.
I have a question.
Okay.
Who would you call if the police are doing something dodgy?
If the police... More police. Give me an example.
I didn't have any sketch ideas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this is I've just thought of this now. This is the sketch idea, all right?
Okay, got it.
Because I've been doing nothing all week, all right?
Yeah.
Give me a break. The recurring sketch idea segment is stopping for this week. It'll be back next week because I'll go back
you're not going to do anything this week either. We're still in lockdown for another week.
But I'll be thinking about how upset I was that I didn't think of any.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be trying extra
get
hard.
Some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's your one sketch idea, right?
Hit me.
So you see the police doing something dodgy, maybe like dumping rubbish.
Yeah.
And you call the police and you're like, hello, 000. Yeah, there's some police officers dumping rubbish. Can I, just letting you know kind of thing. Like, can you stop them? I don't know.
Yeah. Arrest them.
And then you see the police officer. It cuts to the police officer. All right. This is a video format sketch I did.
Okay.
Police officer picks up his phone and goes, oh, we got a call for this location. And he goes, all right, hops in his car, turns it on, presses the siren, and then he turns it off and gets out. And he's like, all right, we're here.
Nice.
That's the sketch
That's
I did.
a classic.
Yeah, good reporting
it's
for
like
himself.
it's like the joke that I mentioned like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
When I said more police. You know what I mean?
But,
So
but there is no more
themselves.
police. They report to themselves.
Ah.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Or maybe they arrest each other.
Hey.
The two partners,
Hands up.
one handcuffs the other and chucks him in the back and takes him to the police station.
And they're like, hold up, why are you arresting him? Oh, I got told to. And then they arrest him. And then it keeps going and going and going. But why do you ask this? What, have you seen a policeman do something dodgy?
Yeah, well, this was,
Yeah.
you know that Friendly Geordies incident thing?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it last week?
I don't think we did.
Okay, so like a small-time journalist in Australia.
He's like a comedian guy who always does like political videos and stuff.
Social commentator. He does a lot of political stuff. And he acts like a bit of an idiot. Like he tries to get a bit of a reaction out of the people he's calling out.
So
but he's in general, like he's in the right most of the time.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing anything illegal.
He has free speech, right?
Yeah.
Apparently. But apparently not.
Well, yeah. So the story goes, he was arrested by the unit of the police that deal with like
counterterrorism. It wasn't him, it was his producer.
Yeah, which is weird as well.
So he was like, so the whole thing was that, so he's getting sued by the deputy minister.
Yeah.
New South Wales deputy minister.
Yes.
For like
defamation
or something.
That's it. It's just
which
defamation.
Which is such a broad thing. Like it could just be like it's his freedom of speech. Like he's allowed to call out the deputy prime on doing something stupid.
All he's really done is make it public that he's doing dodgy shit.
Yeah, and then he's getting sued.
And they're like, that's defamation. It's like, no, that's what you've done.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like blurry.
So then he's obviously getting sued. This has been like knowledge for a while. And then he was getting like back and forth, and then his producer saw the deputy prime minister like in Sydney. And they're like on the street, so he like ran up to him and was like filming and was like, hey, I think he had like some envelope or something that was sent to Friendly Geordies and was like, this is yours. And then he just like hopped in his car and drove away.
Yeah.
So then they turned up. So the counter-terrorism, which is a unit of the, I put that.
Was it counter-terrorism?
That's what the unit's called.
Right.
So they weren't actually police people.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't the New South Wales police force. This was counter-terrorism. Turned up to the producer's house and arrested him. For... no one really knows why. He just went. So then, like, there's a video that his mum took, and then like it got pretty violent. Like I think the mum got pushed or something.
Because they came up plain clothes.
Yeah,
they weren't in police cars.
Nah.
They were just no sirens. Knocked on the door, basically forced him out of his house.
Yeah,
which is just like fucked. Like,
and they were like, you can't film, and
like,
yes, we can. You just drag him out of his own house. Like what?
Yeah.
Do you have a warrant for his arrest? Like what's going on here?
Is that what did they? I surely they had a warrant.
Oh, but look,
I think the idea is that like it was such a bullshit reason to arrest him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, can anyone just make claims that someone's threatening them?
Like, where's the line here?
Yeah, because from what I know, he got arrested under the vise of like
harassment. I think it was.
Yeah,
because he ran up to him with the video.
So they're the same sort of people that arrest like stalkers.
Yeah.
So like if you're stalking a famous person,
like they'll
like trying to break into their house, or you're a threat to their life, then they're the people that come and arrest you.
But like, is that
like
he didn't do it?
No, he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, crazy.
And then so then he got arrested, and then now there's been a whole thing where it's like, was that allowed?
Yeah.
Was there anyone going to check that out?
And like, it'd be interesting too, because like, say a member of the public called to report, say who's the guy?
The deputy prime minister.
The
deputy premier. I don't know what his name is.
Deputy Premier.
Daniel something.
Yeah, but say if someone came to report the exact same thing about the Deputy Premier, you're under arrest as well. He definitely wouldn't get arrested.
No.
Even though technically he's under the same
like the same thing's happening.
Yeah, the same thing's happening.
Like,
but it's like, he's in a position of power.
Yeah.
Which he technically shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like his position means nothing. He's not in a position of power really.
No.
He's a public servant.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man.
It's just a very
who would you call?
Sickening thing. What if counter-terrorism people rocked up to my door?
Well, yeah, but like, say, what if something like, I don't know, it just seems weird. Like,
just weird.
Yeah, I guess
systematic. It's institutional. Like, like if a whole institution's trying to arrest you, you can't
get away from it.
Get away from it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't call more police.
Yeah.
You know, as much as we joked about it, you can't call more police.
You can't call them. Oh, they're like, guys,
police squared.
Sorry, boys.
I'm calling the
Cuffs
FBI. CIA.
Yeah, have you ever heard? You know what citizen's arrest is?
Yeah.
Is that a thing in Australia?
I have no
Or is
idea.
it just an American thing?
No.
And also, how does it work?
I don't know.
There's no way.
You can't just you're under arrest because I'm a citizen.
There's absolutely no way a citizen could arrest someone else.
I have no idea. But I tell you what I love. Have you seen, I think it's Anchorman 2, I think?
Yeah.
Where the final scene is where they're all the news shows are like arriving in the park.
Yeah, okay.
This week's headline. Whatever it's like some NBNR sports. Today's play of the day, me extracting your spine. And then it's like, hey, we're the History Channel. We're news too. Ollie said much, much later. And it's like Liam Neeson. It's good. Everyone watch that scene. It's a good scene.
I thought it was going to have something. I was like, where did that come from? I had no idea where you were going with that.
Steve Carell's character where he's like...
Does he put someone in citizen's arrest? Is
no. This is just...
Oh, you just thought of it?
This is just news.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like, when I'm finished with you, I'm going to call my mom and she's going to come pick me up. And that's it. That's the whole scene. So you should definitely go watch it. But
anyway,
citizen's arrest...
Back to citizen's arrest.
No idea. I have no idea. You're under arrest.
I always understood citizen's arrest as like, if you see someone do something illegal, say like...
You're allowed to like hold them down until police turns up or something?
Say they're like, yeah, you're allowed to restrain them until police turn up.
I think it's more like...
But I'm like...
I think in terms of safety, I think that's not a thing anymore. I think people would just report it rather than like trying to stop them. You know what I mean? Like if you see someone robbing a store...
Sometimes it happens.
You're not going to run in there and be like, oh, freeze, and then you just get shot and you die. You know what I mean?
But have you ever seen those things about like, you know, someone's running away with a handbag and someone like sticks out their leg or throws a chair in their way and they fall over and like they grab them or whatever. Yeah. But it's like,
that's fair. They're getting chased. But like if you see someone like I don't know, because then it's like if police turns up, then it's like if you don't have proof, then it's like, oh, you could be lying. Like I could call the police right now and be like, I just witnessed Michael litter on the way here, and they're like, prove it, and you're like, well, I saw it, you know, and then they arrest you anyways. And then I sue you for defamation.
Yes.
You want to talk about the gossip that we have?
Yeah, let's get onto the gossip.
Spaghetti.
So, gossip this week. We've got some stuff from Catherine. Before we start gossip, we got a message from Charlie Bravo, one of our listeners, and he sent us a picture called the Picky Eater Test.
Yeah, I did it with my girlfriend and stuff. Yeah. I forgot it. Yeah, I forgot it was sent.
Well, I talked about it too. We'll talk about it next episode. We just forgot about it. Sorry. But yeah, it's going to be a topic first thing next episode. I'll write it down. But yeah, it's basically a bunch of foods, and you get a point for every food you wouldn't eat.
Picky food.
And Charlie just said, "What's the minimum points?"
What would you say the minimum is?
To tell someone to grow up. We'll talk about it next week because we'll go into more detail.
Okay.
We're not going to half talk about it now and half talk about it next week, are we?
Yeah, I'd forget about it by next week.
Yeah, that's why we'll cover it all next week.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
So dumb.
Sorry.
All right, so Catherine, our first American listener. This is what she's had to say since last week's episode. Michael, that's exactly how my skydiving experience went. Literally no preparation before, just didn't have a jumpsuit. I've never seen a tornado. We asked Catherine if she's ever seen a tornado.
Uh-huh.
She lives in tornado country.
Tornado country. We just get like the top right.
She's like, I've never seen one because we usually take shelter in my basement.
That's a good idea.
It makes sense, actually. How do they never know there's actually a tornado?
Yeah.
You know,
maybe it's when they go and change the batteries in the birds because birds aren't real.
That is, that's exactly it. They've never been super close to my house though. People were still in line to get ice cream when it was pouring down rain and the tornado sirens were going off. Also, I can't believe there's another American listener. I feel replaced.
Don't worry.
And I said, you'll never be replaced. You are number one. Although having another American listener to fall back on is a little relieving. And then
when your gossip's lacking,
and Catherine's just said, she better not have a toxic workplace because that's all of Catherine's character.
Yeah.
She has no personality.
Yeah.
Her toxic workplace is her personality.
That's why you can't quit. Otherwise, we'll never nothing else to talk about.
And so this is Catherine's gossip for this week. It is, okay, so this week's gossip is an update on the previous one. If you recall, our rival ice cream place, the rival ice cream place that copied our name game, they officially opened this weekend. And their menu is the exact same as ours. Down to the names and prices.
Wow.
And someone who used to work for us applied there to be a manager. And when she got hired, they told her, all right, Now it's time to take down the corner cone, which is Catherine's work. I can't get through
the corner cone.
Time to take down the corner cone.
An episode of a show.
This is not real. This is the Office. This is Dunder Mifflin taking down
a rival.
Yeah, a rival paper company.
This is an episode of The Office. Is that it?
No. She didn't even make it a day because she didn't like them and the fact that they stole our whole menu.
Yeah, she's loyal. Shout out to that manager.
Why are you applying for?
Yeah. Well, first of all,
maybe it was an inside job. Maybe she was a spy.
She was going there.
Or he was a spy.
Fuck up all the ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, she was a spy.
So let's break this down.
The corner cone has spies.
So you've never seen a tornado? Have you ever seen a friend's place get damaged by a tornado? Like, is it like, oh, did you hear about the Frank's house? Its roof got taken off by the tornado that came through last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
What you mean.
And also, yeah, first the corner. What is it?
So the corner cone is where Catherine works.
Corner cone.
Corner cone.
Okay.
And the I think it's called the Kersley cone, is the one that's new.
Kersley cone.
I think.
Wow.
Kersley cone.
Surely people are going to realise when they use the exact same stuff.
Tell you what, they might think it's like another franchise store from the same owner. Maybe. You know what I mean? Someone's makes this
branching out. Even more funny is that two stupid Australian idiots are like hearing about and like talking about it on a podcast. Like, it's so many kilometers away from Michigan, but like it's all being, you know.
It seems
retell.
It seems like, hilarious. This is
so stupid.
This is the second sketch idea.
Yeah,
this is so ridiculously like.
This is 100% like an Office episode. I can totally see like Michael Scott coming in. Oh, did you hear about the new paper company that opened up? And then like Dwight's like, we need to take it down. You know what I mean? Like this is 100% what's happening right now.
Oh man, it's good.
It's good.
Let us know.
I'm really curious
what the public's perception of it is. Are they happy there's another ice cream place? Or are they maybe... maybe like, you're just copying the corner cone? What's some prices and names of stuff and everything?
What's some like petty stuff they can do in their business to like fire shots?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Light the other shop on fire.
No, I'm talking not that forward.
The ice cream will melt.
Like maybe like I don't know, like could they make like a flavour of ice cream? And be like the copycat or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What they should start doing is like jokingly making really bad business decisions.
Yeah.
And then the Kersley cone will copy them and start like making business mistakes.
Tell you what they should do is make a really, really bad ice cream flavour on purpose and see if they copy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, start fucking with them.
Yeah. Be like the corner cone ice cream. And it's got like it's got anchovies in it or something like that.
What they do.
It's got olives in it.
All right, here's what you do.
All right.
It's potentially really dangerous, but
what?
People are allergic to peanuts, right?
Yeah.
You get a peanut-free, peanut-flavored ice cream. Okay? So it's peanut-flavored, but it doesn't actually have peanuts in it.
Okay, where are you going with this?
No, but it does.
In your own store?
In your own store. But you put a sign on it saying peanut free.
Yeah.
So it's safe to eat. And then if anyone actually goes to buy it, just say, hey, this is just a little experiment we're doing to see how many people want peanut free ice cream. It's not actually. Okay? So don't get it if you're allergic to peanuts. But what'll happen, the other store will say, these guys have got peanut free ice cream. They'll get their spy to drop a little, this is where we got this peanut-free ice cream from. They put it out in their store saying peanut-free ice cream. Someone who's allergic to peanuts comes in, they go, peanut-free ice cream? I'm having me some of that. They get an allergic reaction. They die. They're shut down within a month.
I think what's a better idea is burning their place down. I think that's a quicker, more forward thing. But all it takes is like, oh yeah, cool, here's the peanut-free ice cream, but it's actually got peanuts in it. Someone from their workplace doesn't know about it and goes, oh cool, peanut-free ice cream.
You tell all the workers.
What if you don't? What if someone forgets? What if someone does, and then someone dies in your store?
you don't get that luxury. You can't forget during war.
During war.
I forgot how to load my gun.
If anyone listening has a good idea to take down a rival ice cream store, I'd be really curious because my mind's going to tick. I'm going to think of something.
We want to hear your ideas.
I want to think of a way to take it down when no one goes there. I'm be curious of like the people coming in, like buying their ice cream, and you're like, oh, you going to that other place recently?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, not yet. And you're like, you better fucking not. Don't go over there.
Yeah. Can you like sue someone for just stealing all your ideas
you
and
could,
shit?
but like it probably costs a lot of money.
I don't know how that works.
Neither do I.
I'll pay you in ice creams.
Peanut-free ice cream.
The lawyer's like, I'll take it, but I'm allergic to peanuts. Don't go to the Kersley Cone.
Don't go to the Kersley Cone. You will die.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Young Crumbs podcast. This has been Michael.
This has been Sean.
It's been Sean. Been Sean.
What did I say?
It's been Michael. No, you remember we had a listener that doesn't like us when we say this has been.
Does her name rhyme with error? Was it Sarah? Was it Sarah who said it?
Nah, I don't
yeah,
think
it was.
Was it Sarah?
Yeah.
No,
she's like, I hate when you guys say this.
It's Brianna.
Brianna who?
Yeah, it was Brianna. But we went to school though.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Sarah.
No, it was Brianna.
Anyways,
thank you for listening to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name's been Michael.
This has been Sean.
Okay.
Is that better?
Follow the Young Crumbs podcast on Instagram at the Young Crumbs podcast. No underscores, no spaces, no dots. We'll be uploading some polls or something this week. Maybe the picky eater test. Reply with your score.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it. That before. We'll talk about next.
And we can talk about whether Dugon be like that. Is that lame
or is that pretty that's pretty
cringe?
Good. I think it's pretty good.
I think it's cringe.
I would vote for it. My Instagram is at MOB_Y_Dick. Sean's, yours is
Sean_Wool99.
Thank you for listening. This has been episode 66. Bye.
Bye, guys.